How's it going, guys? TacTixHD Season 1 of my NHL 16 Fantasy Team GM Mode series. Hopefully you guys watched the draft I uploaded a week ago. Really good draft. We got some high-end talent in Steven Stamkos, Connor McDavid with our first couple picks. Pretty solid defensive core, a ton of prospects, and some good veterans to fill out the rest of the team. But we still have 18 spots before we hit the 50 cap limit, and there's a lot of good free agents still available. So I think what we're going to do is kind of see who we can add in free agency, and then once we add basically everyone we can, we'll then decide to take a look at the team and how it's looking. As right now, the team's going to look a lot different after this. Probably the next couple minutes here of me just going away signing players. The first thing we need is a couple centers. After Stamkos, McDavid, really don't have too much depth. And we even want some solid scratch players. So what I'm thinking right now, we're signing a couple veteran centers. Guys I've been looking at, Brad, Richards, and Gustad. Richards, I think, is just the best one here, aside from Ribeiro, who's all offensive, though, so we don't really want that. We want we want a third or fourth line center. And then Gustad, 90 faceoffs is pretty much the main reason for him. So we'll see what we can get them here for. I think we have, what do we have? So yeah, 53.2 out of 71 million. We have about 17 million left in cap space, which I think is very good. We can definitely sign a bunch of free agents here, and even some I think there was still some decent prospects left that no teams took a chance on yet. So I'm offering them less money. I don't even know if I should be doing that. Maybe I'll just give Gustad what he wants here. Make sure they sign with me. I'm not really sure what they'll say in terms of your team's not gonna be playoff bound or whatever. It's probably gonna be based on the Red Wings team and not the fantasy team looking at that. I may be wrong though. Figure we'll also add a couple wingers here. Alex Burrows looks to be the best of the left wingers. Also, he's not too old, so he shouldn't decline in overall during the season. That would really suck. I'll give him 2.4 to make sure he comes with us. I think right now we're actually short a left winger. We have a prospect on our fourth line left wing. Right wing here, we'll add one more, I guess, as well. Just give us that depth. I'm liking Franzen here for many reasons. He's a bit expensive though. I don't really mind it. Like I said, we have 17 million in cap. This is a one-way deal, so it really shouldn't affect us too much. I think we'll definitely have more than enough cap space here moving forward. Also want to add a couple defensemen. I actually didn't really add enough defensemen. I was getting a lot of prospect defensemen, not really enough NHL defensemen there at the draft. So Dan Boyle here is the highest rated. Really old, so this is definitely, he's going to retire after this year. He could definitely help us out, I think, though. We'll give him 2.5 million there. And they want a defensive partner for him. I'm thinking Schultz. It says he's top 6D here. He's 33, so he's not too old. He's also the fastest skater here. I think he's very fast still. So we'll give him 1.75, make sure he stays. And then because we have so many spots, I think we'll add just maybe a couple more guys. Just give us that depth. There's really no reason not to. Worst case scenario, we scratch them, put them in the AHL. 1-year deals is really not going to hurt us. Zidlicki here wants 2 million right on. We'll give him that. BX is still available as well. I really can't believe how many veteran players just didn't get drafted in this fantasy draft. So I really wonder what all the other teams look like. Goalies, let's see here. Kincaid, high backup. We can get him for nothing though. I feel maybe he turns out to be an 83 overall, solid backup goaltender. Why not sign him for that? I'll give him 850,000 here, 1 year to a deal. Matt Hackett's here as well. Why not give him a deal? Really just no reason not to. He wants 2 years, whatever. You can have the 2 years. It really won't hurt us. Next thing we're going to do is actually see if there's any, like I was saying, decent prospects left. So we're going to look at potential here. Hopefully, I think there's still some pretty good guys. They're probably not the highest overall, but there should be something. So yeah, look at that. We have some top 9 forwards. Kirill Kabanov usually turns out. Sometimes he doesn't. Definitely want to make sure we get him. I think he looked like, the biggest name there I could see. He wants 2 years, like I said, not too big a deal. Louis LeBlanc's not too bad. This guy's got high potential. I've never even heard of him, though. Yeah, he doesn't have a picture. Lil Jet, I don't know if he's real or not. We'll give him 125,000, make sure no other team gets him. We could sign a few of these other guys here. LeBlanc's 70 overall, 24. This guy's 18. This guy's 24 already. LeBlanc's only 70. We'll sign the 18-year-old. I think the other two we can just not really worry about here. I don't even want to have too many roster spots filled up. Also here we can get some more depth defensemen. We can get Blum and we can get Bertuzzo. Just put them in the AHL. If we need to call them up, we can do that. I don't really see a scenario we do. We just signed 4 more defensemen. So again, just really filling our team out with depth. Also just adding to the AHL team. I'm not sure if you guys know, but when you do the fantasy draft, you actually don't get an AHL team. It's just all the players that don't make your NHL team are put on the AHL team, and then the rest is filled out with just really bad random players that aren't even real, 50 to 60 overall guys that aren't even real. You can't trade them or anything. They're just on the AHL team, so you can still play games. So we definitely want to have at least a solid AHL team, make the Griffins competitive. So I think right there, that's a bunch of signings. Not quite 18. So you know what, might as well, let's give these two guys a contract. Might as well. We're not even, I think we definitely still have enough spots left to afford it. Especially on like, what, 1-2 year deals. It's not a big deal. And I think it just adds to, players we can trade. Definitely gonna look to trade like a bunch of our prospects for some top end talent, but we'll see what the team looks like here after these signings. Alright, so that Senshin guy accepted our offer, which I figured he would. Same as the Lil Jack guy, so it looks like all the prospects accepting our offer. I think we, offered all of them more than what they wanted. So right there's just 5 guys we got. Here's the preseason. I really don't care like how we do in the preseason. Looks like we got 11-4 winning against Florida there. Jonathan Blum accepted our offer. We get some depth there. King Cat accepted the offer. Bertuzzo, 80 overall defenseman. Burrows accepted. Same with Franz in there. So we got a couple wingers. Rejected by Brad Richards. Don't think the team's going in the right direction. So we have to give him some more money if we want him. Dan Boyle accepted. Gusta accepted. Bieksa, Schultz, Hackett. Oh man, Zidlicki. So it looks like we have to give Richards and Zidlicki a bit more money if we want them. I guess. I think we actually gave them both what they wanted. Richards, I think I offered less than what he wanted, so that's probably why. Both Red Wing guys, or at least one of them's a former Red Wing. Let's see here how many more spots we have left. 47-50, so I could sign both Richards and Zidlicki, have 1 spot left, making trades, whatever. I feel like might as well do it. Why not? Alright guys, so I just spent some time messing with the rosters. I moved a bunch of players up and down. I had to send some players to junior, like Strome, Marner, a few defensemen. I'm not sure exactly how many. I think 5 or 6 guys, but the rosters are still looking really good. We're gonna take a look at the NHL, the NHL lineup. As you can see, Gaudreau, Stamkos, Yager, an insane first line there. Then you got Nichushkin, McDavid, and Tonga on the second line. That line could be a bit better, but I think McDavid will be like at least a 86 probably by Christmas. Then you have Franzen, Moore, and Gillen on the third line, and then you have Smith, Gustad, and Burrows on the fourth line. So really good depth there. Gustad is our lowest rated player at 82, so I mean that's not bad at all. Defense, you have this amazing top pairing there in Trouba and Falk. Falk's 23, Trouba's 21. Both have elite potential, both two-way defenders. Like, I'm definitely signing both of them long term. They're just going to lead the team, at least the defensive team. Second pairing there, you got the Schultzes. You have Justin Schultz there, right-handed offensive defenseman, and then Nick Schultz, a left-handed defensive defenseman. So that actually worked out pretty well there. Also, Nick Schultz is very fast, so that line should be really good, really mobile. And then the third pairing there, we have Boyle and Bieksa. So a veteran lineup. Probably won't play as much, but I think they'll definitely be able to hold their own. Looking at the goalies, another sign of like weakness I think for our team. Allen's 84 overall, but he's got a pretty good potential there. Medium fringe starter. I think it was medium starter beforehand, so it must have went down a bit. But he's still a solid goalie. Backing him up there, we have Lindback, so it's not the end of the world by any means. And then if we take a look here at our scratch players, you can see both the Red Wings there are scratched. We have Brad Richards and Zidlicki scratched. Richards is actually 1 overall higher than Gustad, but I'm guessing Gustad's a better defensive center, so that's why they want him on the fourth line. This is just best lines, didn't really edit it at all, actually. Looking at the AHL team now, you can see our AHL team is pretty sick. It's not really the best team, but I really like the players. That first line there, you have Teravainen, Draisaitl, Barty. Should be a sick first line. Then you have Shinkaruk, Connolly, and Anderson on the second. Bailey, McKaig, and LeBlanc on the third. And then Gabriel, Matson, and Ern on the fourth. I don't think Matson is like one of those AHL players I was talking about. Gabriel, I think he's actually one of our players. And then we're going to go to defense here. Our defense is actually really solid. Bertuzzo and Schuster, top pairing there. Then we got Blum and Moresi. And then we got Cuckoo and Varakis. So not looking bad at all. We also have the pretty good goalies, I think. We have Malcolm Subban, starting goaltender. He's got that medium elite potential. Hoping to be our starter pretty soon. And then we got King Cat backing him up. Behind him, we also have Matt Hackett. So lots of goalie depth. I think we even have like a young prospect goalie, like 56 overall or something. So really good depth on both NHL and AHL teams. Lots of youth, not even on one of these teams, still playing in the juniors or whatever, that can come up. Speaking of that, on this AHL team here, we actually have a ton of scratch players. You can see we got Konechny there, we got that Senshin guy. Like I was saying, we got Hackett, Kirill Kabanov there. So just lots of prospects that are definitely, not even playing yet. They're eventually, hopefully, going to make the team, or we can just use in a trade. So I really like our team here. I think, we should dominate, but once we get the season going here, I think we'll have a better idea of just how good our team is compared to the rest. Alright guys, so I just finished simming through the first month here. As you can see, we're 4-5-2 in the month of October. It's not looking good at all. I was expecting us to be, how many games there? 11. I was expecting us to be like 11-0 or something, but 4-5-2. A lot of high scoring games there. Maybe we gotta go get a goalie. Maybe we gotta go add, something here. Not really sure if I want to make a move quite yet. It's only been 1 month. I think maybe at the end of November we'll decide exactly if we need to, change this team up or not. Alright guys, we just passed the month of November, and as you can see, our team isn't looking too good. We have a 9-14-3 record, a lot of losses there in the month of November, so I think we'll definitely have to make a couple changes, even if they're just minor. AHL team, though, looking very good, 12-6. Also, guys, one thing I forgot to show you at the beginning there was the overall. As you can see, our team has a 92 offense, 91 defense, 84 goaltending, so like I said earlier, I think we just got an elite goaltender. Our team would be insane. Obviously, Malcolm Subban, hopefully in a couple of years, but maybe that'll be one of the things we address here so we can, get a better goaltender. But I was looking at some other things as well. In terms of the player morale, everyone is actually really happy, except for one player. You guys will see. If I go all the way down here, the only player that's kind of upset is Zidlicki there. 82 overall normally. He's a 77 right now, so looks like I'll probably just trade him if he's affecting all the other player morales and stuff like that. He's also a scratch defenseman, so not a big deal. I'll get a 7th for him, and then maybe we'll look at addressing goaltender issues or just doing something to try to change the team up. Alright guys, right here I'm going to try and ship out Zidlicki just for like a low picks. 7th at the worst case scenario, maybe like a 4th best case scenario. One thing I thought was pretty interesting though, if you look at all the teams here, you can see some of the teams that we did signed a bunch of guys that are almost at the 50-player contracts, but there's also some teams that haven't even touched any other players since the draft, like Calgary at 32, same with Colorado. So I just thought that was kind of interesting to see like what kind of moves the computer makes. So Buffalo's got a lot of cap room here, see if we can get like a 4th round pick from them maybe. Hopefully they have like their picks, interested in trading them, and they are. So 4th, I don't know, this looks kind of similar. Maybe they'll take it. And they did. Wow, I did not think I would get a 4th for Zidlicki. Especially with that, he was low morale. He had like a 77 overall, hating life or whatever. As you can see, McDavid, Falk, all gaining overall, or all gaining morale, I should say. So, some guys lost morale though, I see, but looks like the majority of guys gained morale. So Zidlicki must have been too good in the locker room. Another thing I noticed, I was looking at all of our trade values, and like they're kind of really off the board. Like I feel like we should have a lot higher than we really do. Also, like Konechny here has the same value as Draisaitl, and Konechny has a high top 6 forward potential. Draisaitl has medium elite potential. So Draisaitl like 9 out of 10 times will become better than Konechny, but they have the same potential. Really doesn't make sense to me, but I figure might as well trade Konechny right now when he's got all this trade value. I don't think he's gonna become as good as any of these guys he has the same value as right now. So like that's a lot of value there. We could definitely get a solid player. Maybe even try to make him and Allen get us a good goalie. So I'll see what I can do here, looking at what every team has and what they're interested in trading. Alright guys, right here I'm trying to make a trade for Darcy Kuemper. He's an 83 overall goalie. I think he gives us a better option at backup. Trading Lindback, our current backup, who's 80 overall, with our 3rd round pick this year. So I think Boston will take this. And they do, so that's a big deal for us, I think. Obviously, lose a 3rd round pick, which, kind of sucks. I think it's a lot more relevant, I think, for qualifying offers and stuff like that. Actually, it doesn't matter because that's our next year pick. So yeah, 3rd round pick's not a big deal, and now we have an 84 and an 83 at goalie, which is a lot better than 84 and 80. So even though our start isn't too high overall, we at least have 2 decent goalies if they're splitting time a lot. So hopefully this addition here helps us at least. We'll see how we're doing at Christmas. All right, guys, I just finished simming through the month of December. As you can see, still not a great month for us. Looks like we might have been 500. We're 14, 20, and 4 now. So really not to start out at all I wanted. I knew we had, some areas to work on after the draft. I thought we, handled those with the free agents we signed. We have a really good team, I think. Aside from the goaltending, that could be a bit better. We have like really good offense, really good defense. So I don't know. Maybe we have to go and make a big trade here. Bring in a goaltender. Have to maybe give up a little bit too much, but definitely want to make the playoffs this first year. So I'll see what kind of trade we can do. Definitely don't want to just give away too much though. To get a goalie for now, when we know we'll have a really good one in the future already in Malcolm Subban. Alright guys, we're going to try to make a deal for Roberto Luongo. Obviously, our goalies haven't been getting it done for us, so we need a better goalie. Luongo's 88 overall, 36 years old though, probably only has 3 or 4 good years left, and he's got a 7-year deal at $4.5 million per. Hopefully retires before that. If not, put him in the AHL, trade him away, maybe even have him just play backup for us, but we need to do something. And I was trying to make a deal where I was giving them Allen along with some depth veteran guys and some picks, and it was making double the value of Luongo once all 5 pieces were added up, but just the Jets weren't taking it, so decided to just go big here and offer them Konechny as well as Kincaid. Konechny has potential of a high top 6 forward, but we have so many centers. We have him, we have Draisaitl, we have Marner, we have Strome. We just don't need him, and we need to get a goalie. I'm also giving them Kincaid just to fill up a goalie spot, and that way I think Kuemper will go as the AHL starter, and then Allen will be the backup in the NHL. So just to basically move the goalies around there. So Hopefully they take this deal. Hopefully we can get back, being competitive here. I think all we're really missing is a goalie. Like I said, really good offense. We have like that 93 offense, 92 defense. We get a goalie here, I think we should be set. So they accept the deal, which is a huge deal. Obviously, we gave up a lot there in Konechny, but we had so many prospects. I think it was worth it. So it's Christmas. We're out of the playoff picture. Hopefully we can rally here and get back in it. I think we have a good enough team. We can definitely get that done. Also, guys, as you can see, our team ratings now are insane. We have 93 offense, 91 defense, and 90 goaltending. We're actually last place, though, in the Atlantic Division. So hopefully right here, you can make, some epic comeback. Whatever the date is. It looks like it's, January 1st, 2016. So first day of 2016, hopefully right here we can just start passing everybody and make the playoffs at the end of the year. So we just finished the month of January, and we actually had a pretty solid month. Our first month, I think, this year, we went positive. We went something like 6-4-1. We're now slowly getting back to 500, but we only have like 2.5 months here to get back to the playoff picture. So it's going to be really close, but hopefully we can pull it through and hopefully get it done. AHL team also still looking pretty good. One other thing I wanted to mention, guys, I was looking at the lines. As you can see, Connor McDavid is now an 88 overall. So, we just entered February, and he's gained 6 overall so far this year. So that's insane. That's why I really didn't have any problems with picking him up in the second round of that draft. But the team, I don't know. Hopefully, we added Luongo. I really don't know what much more we can do. Obviously, our team is going to be the best team in the league for sure, like 3 to 12 years from now. But I definitely still want to make the playoffs every year, so it's going to be close. Alright guys, the month of February is basically over. We had another solid month. Like, we finished, I think, just over 500, a game above 500, but not enough to get us back in the playoff picture. There's only a month and a half left here, so we really need to rally. Basically, you should win all these games here on out. Trade deadlines here. I'm not sure if I'm going to make any moves or not. Obviously, want to make the team better. But I feel like we have a really good team, and I think if I make any deals, it might, affect the player morale. And obviously, in this GM mode, the player morale is a big deal. Like, even if you have the best players with all their morales, like, bad or whatever, they're not going to play well. And I think that really affects the sim. Might have been causing problems earlier. So, maybe if I make a deal, it'd be a small deal or it'd be a deal that's, bringing in a huge superstar. But right now, I'm not really sure. So we're at the trade deadline right now, and I was looking at all the teams' trading blocks, and Colorado has Marian Hossa on the trading block. 90 overall player, but he's 37 years old. Obviously, 5.2 million salary. It's not too bad, I think, for a 90 overall player. 6 years left. He's probably going to retire possibly this year, hopefully not for a couple years. I'm thinking if we can get him, say, for Yager, maybe even like a Ginla and a pick or like in a prospect, that'd be a huge boost to our offense. It'd just be like insane if our first line was something like Gaudreau, McDavid, Hossa. Like, that'd be like unstoppable. And I think, even with how we've been playing, like, I think maybe there's still a shot we can sneak into the playoffs. I figure we still have to try, so hopefully we can get a deal done here and make something happen. Alright guys, so here's the trade I made up for Hossa. As you can see, I'm trading away Kumper, our third string goalie. He's 82 overall, and right now he's actually scratched in the NHL. Don't want to put him on waivers. Also trading away Brad Richards, who's all the way down to a 78 overall. I think he was playing when someone was injured, but I think they're healthy now and he's scratched again. And then I'm trading Adam Earn, who's a pretty good prospect, 73 overall, medium top 9 forward potential, but again, we have so many prospects. I have a ton in juniors. They're just going to keep coming up. Plus, we still have draft picks. So, if we can get Marian Hossa, help us out this year. Like I said, really don't want to give up on this year. Plus, Hossa's still signed. Yeah, he can help us out for the next, at least a couple years, I think. So, we'll see if Colorado's interested in this deal. They're looking to trade away Hossa. They like all 3 players I'm giving them. And we have, we're giving them more trade value. So, I think this deal should work. As you can see, they did accept it. So, that's a huge deal, adding a 90 overall player in Hossa. Hopefully it's not, too little too late here at the trade deadline, but we'll see. That'd be insane if we could make some epic run happen. So after that trade, guys, our team is looking sick. First line there, Gaudreau, Stamkos, and Hossa is unreal. Second line, Yager, McDavid, who's now an 89, and Teravainen, who's actually an 84. He's been getting a good amount of overall constantly over the year. Third line there, we have Nichushkin, and Gustad, and Ginla. And fourth line, we have Smith, Burrows, Franzen. Burrows is playing fourth line center as right now. Moore's injured, suspended, something, I don't know. He's not playing though. On defense here, we have Trouba recovering from an injury, but still playing. We have Falk, that's still a sick pairing. Second pairing there, we have Schultz and Boyle. They keep putting Schultz and Boyle together every time I do best line, so I'm thinking maybe it's better. And then the third pairing there is Schultz and Bieksa. And then obviously in goal, we now have Luongo as our starter with Allen behind us. That's a big upgrade. Scratch right now, like I said, is Moore as well as Tonge. Not sure why they went with him, but they did. So NHL team though looking really good. If that was a team at the start of the year, I think hands down we'd be in the playoffs for sure. AHL team though looking also very good. First line there is so sick. We have Barchi, Draisaitl, and Shinkurik. Second line we have LeBlanc, Connolly, and Anderson. Then we got Casey Bailey there. I think that's just an AHL guy. O'Brien might be one of our guys. Might just be an AHL guy. Same with Gabrielle. He's an AHL guy for sure. And then Kirill Kabanov. Like I was saying, if you don't have enough players to fill out the team, they just do it with kind of crappy dudes that you can't trade or anything. The defense here, we have Bertuzzo and Schuster both doing very well. Blum and Marissi, and then Kuku and Varakas. And then, of course, in goal, starting goalie is Malcolm Subban, 80 overall. I think he started the season out at 78 or 79, so he's doing pretty well. Hackett, 78. He started out at 76 or 77, so also doing pretty solid. So both lineups are looking really good. Obviously, I think the AHL team's in a playoff spot right now, third place in their division. NHL team isn't, so hopefully the NHL team can make a final run here. Also, AHL stats never looked at, but they're 74 offense, 81 defense, 80 goaltending, so a bit more offense, and that'd actually be a really solid team. But I'm more worried with this NHL team who now has insane stats there: 94 offense, 91 defense, 90 goaltending. Hopefully this last month and a half here, we can just, pull off something special. Alright guys, so the month of March is now over, and we didn't do nearly as well as I was hoping. Our first 7 games were actually all losses. One of those games was a shootout loss. We managed to get 1 point in 7 games, which is terrible. Obviously, I would have liked to get 14 points. Then we actually went on a winning streak. As you can see, won the next 5 games straight. Then we got an overtime loss, then we got another win. So we're able to put, some points together, but that first half of the month, absolutely terrible. We're definitely not making the playoffs here, which really sucks. And I think maybe I might have waited too long to act on, trading for Luongo. And then Hossa, of course, wasn't even on the block, though, till the end of the year. So I don't think I would have been able to make that deal earlier. I don't know, though. I think, our team's so good right now, and we still even lose, 7 games straight. So it might not have mattered. Maybe the sim just didn't want us to win here. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think I'm going to blow the team up. A lot of guys are on one-year deals. I'll let them go. Hopefully we have some kids come up next year. But, yeah, this is not really the first year I was hoping for, but I'm hoping we just write it off and maybe, win 9 straight cups starting next year, something like that. But, yeah, this year, I really don't know what happened. Just not really the, success you're looking for. Luckily, AHL teams can make the playoffs. I can send McDavid down to the AHL if I want to and just have him absolutely light it up, which I'll probably do because, I'm mad now. So we need to win at least the Calder Cup here. I just finished simming the remaining games in April, and I was really hoping we'd at least, finish above 500. And as you can see, of course, finished 36, 37, and 9, so 1 game below 500. Really disappointing. 6th place in the division, so it could have been worse. We obviously still had a lot of ground to make up, though, if we wanted to make the playoffs. I'll see exactly, how many points we would have needed. So Boston made it here with 90 points, and we finished with 81. So 9 points out. Obviously, it wasn't a terrible year, but it definitely was not as good as I was hoping it would have been. So right here are the playoffs teams. Obviously, I'm not exactly sure who's on all the teams. I know Buffalo, though, has Carey Price, and I think they have Rick Nash and somebody, I think Morgan Riley, too. So I think Buffalo was looking like they had a really good team. Obviously, Carey Price can help that out. New Jersey, Columbus, Carolina, and the Metropolitan. In the Central here, there's Winnipeg, Nashville, Dallas, and Minnesota. In the Pacific, we have Anaheim, Calgary, Vancouver, and LA. So those are the playoff teams. We'll take a look here at the player performances. Steven Stamkos there I seen at 84 points. So he had a solid year, even though we weren't able to make the playoffs. 82 games, 37 goals, 47 assists, 84 points. Yeah, really good year for him. Yager there, 65 points, and he was on the... That's insane for Yager. I mean, 44 years old, 65 points. Goudreau there, 62. Falk, 57, really good year. Hossa, 49. Most of that was probably on the other team. McDavid, only 42 points. I thought he would have done a lot better than that on the second line, especially as an 89 overall player. I thought he would have, been doing a lot better to gain that, but minus 21. I mean, 19 years old, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something going on there. I'm not exactly sure. Iginla there, 35 points. Schultz at 33. Tonga at 29. He's been scratched for a bit, down to a 77 overall. Moore there's an 28 points. Burrows 21. Teravainen's back to an 82. Trouba only had 18 points, first pairing D. That's a huge change in points there. Falk was on the top pairing, had 57 points. And then Trouba, who was on the same pairing as him, had 18. So, I don't know really what happened there. Nichushkin only 16 points. That's really surprising too. Boyle, that's not too surprising. Smith, a point almost every other game. Franzen there actually played every game of the year. I did not know that. I thought he was scratched a bit, but only 14 points. He was minus 23. Don't think I'm bringing him back next year. Gustad, 9 points, minus 26. He's supposed to have, the really good faceoffs, be a really good defensive force for us, but didn't look like it. Same with Bieksa there. So, yeah, I think Bieksa, Gustad, Franzen, not Nichushkin. I'm pretty much, I gotta keep him. But, yeah, Bieksa, where are the 3 there? These three here, Brandon Gustad and BX, I do not think I'll be bringing back next year. Just did not perform as well as they should have. Goalies here, we'll see how they did. If we would have had Luongo at the start, would that have helped out? 2.3 goals against, 37 wins, 22 losses. You know, that's also including, is that including games for other teams? It might be, but still, that's definitely a better rating than Allen here, who surprisingly actually finished with a positive win record. So maybe it was Lindback at the beginning of the year not winning games, then Kumper, I have no idea, but definitely some things to fix in the offseason. I'm thinking they'll just kind of naturally fix with our young players progressing, but now we're going to rip with the AHL team. Like I said, I think I can send McDavid down to the AHL team and just have him tear it up. Maybe that'll, you know, make him even better. Hopefully it doesn't, like, you know, do something stupid where it's like, oh, his morale's down because you sent him to the AHL even though the season's over, so why would you not have him play? So we'll see what happens here. Oh, it's junior eligible? Are you kidding me? Well, I mean, NHL season's over. Might as well send McDavid down to the junior. Maybe he can help the junior team out in the playoffs. I'm not exactly sure. 89 overall team, McDavid playing the juniors. Teravainen can't get sent down, so we'll just leave him here. It's not a big deal. And like I said, we'll just worry about the AHL team now. Hopefully they can, you know, do some damage here in the playoffs. Alright guys, the AHL season just ended, and as you can see, the AHL season just ended, and as we expected, we made the playoffs, actually finished 3rd place on our division, so that's pretty good. We actually finished a point out of 2nd and 3 points out of 1st, so really close to winning the division. I'm more concerned though about how our players played in the AHL, who really performed. So gonna see here, not who had the most assists, but who had the most points. So Shinkuruk there, 55 points, 76 games, that's really good, plus 23. Connolly there, 48 points, that's really impressive. He actually only has AHL top 6-4 potential, but you know, maybe make a case to keep him. Actually, I think he's one of the AHL players, so I don't even think we can sign him, even though maybe we should, as he had a pretty solid season. Draisaitl, though, only a few points less than him. Anderson with 40, same with Barchi. This guy, I think, is another AHL player there with 35. Those are the guys I think that are, I don't know, starting more, I guess, the AHL year. Blum didn't do too bad. Same with Morrissey there, so, you know, not bad. No one really standing out to me, though. I think some of the players that played in the AHL at the start of the year as well ended up in the NHL, so they're not actually shown here. We'll see how our goalies did too. Really, we're hoping Subban has been playing well. Let's see, 32 wins, 23 losses, 1.94 goals against. Looks like he's been doing really well. Hackett as well, 9-4. So both goalies look to be doing pretty good. Hopefully we can keep it going here in the playoffs. And like I said, didn't make the playoffs with the NHL team. Pretty sad about that, but hopefully we can take home the Calder Cup here and at least get some hardware. So in the first round here, we're going up against the Ice Hogs. As you can see, we're actually the away team, so they must have the higher seeding. Hopefully we can get through this first round. Like I said, I would love to win the Calder Cup. I have actually yet to do this like in-game simming, so doesn't sim by period usually what I do. After the first period there, we actually got a goal. Let's see who scored that one. Connolly, that guy I was talking about. Like I said, I really should sign him, even though I don't think I can. 1-0 still after the second, and after the third period there, it looks like they tie it up. So going to OT, and nothing. So going to the I guess continued OT, right? Because it's playoffs. And Connolly got another goal there. So that guy, I should see if there's a way for me to sign him. But like I said, I don't think it's possible, even though I definitely should. Second game here, looking to continue winning. Obviously, we gotta keep it going here. So after the first period, score 0-0 still. Second period, 1-0 now for the Ice Hogs. And after the third, Connolly there with another goal, ties it up, forces OT, and Barchi there at the OT winner. So 2 really solid first games. Third game here, playing at home now. Maybe we could get the sweep, that'd be pretty sick. Barchi scored as well, so did they, so 1-1 here. Same, still 1-1 after the second, 1-1 after the third, going to OT. Nothing in the first overtime period, and then Barchi there again with the overtime winner. So Barchi's on fire right now, he had 2 goals in that game, and I think he's had back-to-back OT winners, so I'd love to see that. Alright guys, so I thought it was a 7-game series. As it turns out, it's actually a 5-game series, and we beat them 3-0, so we still got the sweep, so I'm happy with that. I didn't realize, I guess, like the first round for the AHL is like a 5-game series now, or I don't know if it always has been. I honestly don't follow the AHL that much, but I know in previous games it was always a 7-game series, so that's really weird. Looks like we're going up against the Manitoba Moose now. They won their series, it took 5 games, so we'll see here. First game, looks like we got the home ice advantage. See what happens here after the first period. Still 0-0 after the second, 2-1. We got goals from both Barchi and Anderson, so hopefully we can keep the lead here. They get a goal though, tie it, force OT. Nothing after the first overtime period, and it looks like they win in OT with McDonald's. So down 1-0 there. Not at all how we wanted to start that series, but I'm sure we can come back. And it looks like this is a 7-game series. Okay, so for whatever reason, just that first series is a 5-game series. I guess worked out for us. So we got the 3-peat or the 3-game sweep. You never know if it was a 4-game series or a 7-game series. They went to won 4 games straight there and came back. So we'll sim this period again. Draisaitl there, I like to see that first goal of these playoffs. LeBlanc there scoring in the second period, giving us a 2-goal lead. And then Connolly and McKegg both scored in the third there, giving us a big 4-0 win, tying the series up. Draisaitl's injured now, though. That sucks. He's our first-line center in the AHL. Also, he's Draisaitl, so that's not good. Hopefully, we keep winning here. We'll see. Now playing in Manitoba. See how the first period goes for us. 0-0. 1-0 after the second. They got a goal from Honka there. And after the third, Draisaitl, it said he was injured. Apparently, he plays through injury, though. He just tied it up in the third period. Force an OT. Unfortunately, though, we lose an OT there. So, down 2-1. Still lots of games left here. I got hope in this Grand Rapids Griffins squad. I'm sure they can come back in it. Draisaitl, okay, so he recovered from injury pretty quick there. He had a one-day injury by the looks of it. And I was able to get a goal. So, here we go, guys. 4th game here, looking to tie it up. They put 2 in the first period. That's not good. We got a goal from Draisaitl again, though, making it 2-1. And in the third period there, we got scored on twice. So definitely not where we want to be here. Down 3 games. We have to win these next 3. Otherwise, we're out of the playoffs. And like I said, really want to win the Calder Cup here. Make up for missing those playoffs. So we'll see what the AHL team can do. Looks like we're headed back home. After the first period here, 1-0 for Manitoba. After the second, we get a goal from Gabriel, but they also got a goal. And that's it. So no goals in the third period. So we're now out of the AHL playoffs. Not really the showing I was hoping for, but at least we made the playoffs, made it to the second round. That's not too bad for the AHL team. If our NHL team had made the playoffs, I wouldn't have been too upset, but because they didn't, of course, I'm a bit upset with that finish, but I think we can definitely turn around, have a really solid offseason here, and do really, really well next year. Alright guys, so as you can see, the playoffs just ended. The Stanley Cup champions are the Carolina Hurricanes. No idea who's on their team. We'll have to go check it out. Calder Cup champions are the San Antonio Rampage. So those are your champions. Unfortunately, we weren't able to win either or, but draft's coming up here. Hopefully we can have a good draft. Maybe get some steals in the later rounds. Just add to that prospect pool. Like I said, even though we didn't make the playoffs this first year, I'm just determined. I want to just dominate for these next 9 years. Just absolute domination. Hopefully we can get it done. And obviously it all starts at the draft. Alright guys, we're at the draft now, and as you can see, we have the first overall pick in the draft. At first I thought something messed up or whatever, but we didn't make the playoffs. That means we were in the draft lottery, had a chance at getting that first overall pick, and we got it. So that's just super lucky. I'm not even too upset now about not, making the playoffs. Also, one other thing you'll make note, Joe Thornton and Jaromir Jagr both retired, so we lose Jagr, but I was kind of expecting that. He was just kind of like a one-year signing here. Help us out. So first overall pick, obviously Austin Matthews, I don't believe, is in this game, or at least the GM mode, unfortunately. So can't draft him. That'd be huge. We'll see here who the top picks are. I actually have no idea who to draft. I think normally I'd draft Sean Day, but he doesn't usually go to the 10th pick or something. So there might be better players to take here. Geez, so our scouts are not that great. There's 5 guys projected to go in the top 5. We have no idea what the one. The one's projected AHL top 4D. The other is a 7th D, bottom 6 forward, and a bottom 6 forward. So, that's tough. I think we need D way more than forward. At least right now. Chetrin, I've heard of him for sure. He usually gets really good. Let's see here. Jake Bean, top 5 D. I don't know about him. Lajo, I'm not sure about him either. Krisky, I don't know if how he's gonna turn out. And then Dubois, I think I might still go Sean Day. I don't know. I know Sean Day for sure has lots of good potential. 18 years old. It's either him or Chetrin. I think in game Chetrin actually turns out to be better. I might be wrong about that, but I mean he's projected to go top 5 here. Sean Day only projected to go top 10. So I think I'm gonna take a run at Chetrin here. I think in real life too, his draft stock's been higher than Sean Day's, but let me look up one thing real quick before we make this deal, or before we make this pick, I should say. Alright guys, so yeah, I just looked something up, and I was right. Chetron is projected to go high in the draft. He's projected to go number 2 overall behind Austin Matthews. So he's who we're going to take. Like I said, I think we need D more than forward. So I can't believe we finished, like, we must have finished, like, I don't even know, like 14th, or not 14th, I guess. We would have finished, like, top 16 teams make the playoffs. We would have finished, like, 17th, 18th, 19th, around there. We were pretty close to the playoffs, and we won the lottery. Like, what are the chances of that? Also, funny thing there, guys, Leafs finished last, obviously, and still didn't win the first overall pick, but I can't believe that. I'm really glad I did not trade away that first round pick. I ended up, you know, winning the lottery. That's insane. So this team is going to be unreal. Alright guys, going to make our second round pick now. As you can see, we actually finished 10th last in the NHL, so we did a tiny bit worse than I thought we did. But I mean, us winning the draft lottery is essentially like San Jose winning it last year and drafting McDavid. Like, that's just crazy. And speaking of that, I want to see who the top 10 picks were. So we know our pick. Lajoie, I'm not sure. Number 2 to the Leafs. Bean 3. Dubois 4. Girat 5. Benson 6. Krisky 7. Howe Nate. Sean Day there at 9. And then Logan Brown there at 10. He's a Spitfire player, so that's pretty cool. I think I definitely like our pick, though. I think we're going to be unreal. So I'm wasting time here. We have a minute 20 here. Try to make a solid second round pick. We don't have a third pick, so this pick's really important. I'm not sure we'll go here. I'd probably just go best player regardless of position. Our scouts, I don't think, did too well, or probably aren't too great yet. I didn't really scout any specific area. I kind of just, you know, kept clicking like auto scout and let the computer do whatever it wanted. So it might not have been the smartest idea, but I have a pretty good idea of which players should turn out. So looking here, I'm not really sure. Maxime Forte. These guys are just all projected second round. Marc-Olivier Waugh, I wouldn't mind taking him right here. We just took a defenseman. I think I'm going to go with Marc-Olivier Waugh simply because he's the player's name I recognize the most. Really no other reason. Probably not the best way to do the draft. Like I said, for the scouting this year, I just kind of kept clicking like auto scout. Didn't really think we'd have too many picks. As it turns out, we got a good amount of picks, but luckily, you know, we know which players are pretty good, which players aren't. At least for this first draft. Definitely down the road, we'll definitely have to actually scout specific regions, give us a better idea, but for now, we can kind of cheat a bit here and just kind of make our educated guesses, I guess. So in the 4th round now, see if we can get some steals. We actually have the 100th overall pick. Maybe that's like a lucky pick there. Number 100. Just going to keep organizing it by where they're projected, and then just basically pick a guy and hope for the best. There's really not much else we can do here. Our scouts say this guy's a bottom 6 forward, though, so that's interesting. 4th round, bottom 6 forward. That's not too bad. He's a sniper, though. Let's see here. Really good shooting stats, actually. Skating. Looks like he must have scouted the U.S. a lot. So I'll go with this guy. He's got high league interest as well. So we know what we're getting. We'll see. And medium bottom 6 forward. So, you know, never know. Maybe it could even turn out to be a bit better than that. Alright, guys. I forgot I actually have another pick here in the 4th round after we trade away Zidlicki. So hopefully here we can get another good player. 113th pick. Really just looking for players that hopefully, you know, slip through the cracks. Other teams didn't notice. And they have actually pretty good potential. Most of the guys left here just seem to have AHL potential. Obviously, we're trying to find some NHLers. So I'll just try to look for guys that my scouts say, you know, are better than NHL, or better than AHL, sorry. And so far, right here, we actually have a 7th D-man. Projected 5th or 6th round, though. We're in the 4th. That might be too much of a reach taking him now. Plus, he has no league interest, so it might, like, we could definitely, I think, take him with our next pick. So if that's the case, maybe I'll just take one of those guys at the top there that's projected to go a lot higher, even though we really don't know much information on them. We could just kind of hope for the best, take somebody with high league interest. That means he should be good. So this guy here, for instance, Barron, Travis Barron, 6'1", high league interest. I don't know. There's also Rupert here. Oh, Matt Rupert, I know him, plays for the London Knights. Chris Clapperton. Do we dare take Clapperton? I didn't even think he was in the draft. I thought he got drafted by Florida, but he is somehow back in the draft, which makes no sense. I don't know. I'm just going to take him. Who cares? Just take him for fun. He shouldn't even be in the draft, but whatever. Alright guys, we're at the re-sign phase now. As you can see, we have $30 million in cap space. One of our biggest players we have to re-sign, Steven Stamkos, is going to cost a ton of money. Also have to re-sign Gaudreau, Trouba, Nichushkin, Schultz. A bunch of players, actually. Good thing is McDavid's still on that $1 million salary for the next couple years. Before we do that, though, I wanted to see what Carolina's team looked like since they won the Cup. I believe it was Carolina. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. They had John Tavares leading that team. That's huge. 92 overall, only making $5.5 million a year. Brent Burns, Phil Kessel, Jess Skinner, Cody Franzen, Dubinsky, starting goalie, Toffoli, Spurgeon, Cece, Cizikas, Stone. So, wow, lots of 82s though. So, like, their team was good, but I don't think it was better than ours. So, like I said, I think that start there, we just kind of shook the team up. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Maybe we should have went to, like, the lower overall guys and not lower the morale. But, resign phase now. So, what I'd like to do here, I like to just go position by position. I mean, I kind of know what the depth chart looks like, who I need to resign. Like I said, Stamkos, obviously. Then we got McDavid. Moore's an 84 now, so he actually went up 1 or 2 overall. Gus has an 81, he's down. And I'm guessing, or I think that's it, yeah. The other signings we traded away. I was wondering if anyone else retired besides Yager. And we get a bunch of really good prospects there. So, start off here, re-signing Stamkos, $8.2 million. I'm sure he'll take 8 for 6 years. I think he might have been making more than that, so that actually might help us out. Moore here, hopefully doesn't want, more than he's worth. $2.5 million for 1 year. I don't know if he can keep it up next year. Gustad, 81 overall. It's good enough, I think, for 4th line center. But he had really bad plus minus. I said I wasn't going to keep him, so yeah. I'll find a new 4th line center. Left wings here, Goudreau, 87 overall now. He wants a deal. We'll give him $5 million here for 3 years. Burrows, he played alright. I don't think he played too bad. I think it was like Gustad, Franzen, and somebody else. I think BX that we had to get rid of. Played terrible. So Burrows here. Teravain's at 82. Same with Anderson and Barchi. Do really need Burrows with all those kids. Shinkurok's even a 78. I think we can let Burrows go. 85 overall. Or sorry, 83 overall, 35 years old. I think we can let him go. I'm sure some of these guys will be like at least an 83 by the summer's end. So, gonna release him there. Anderson, I think, deserved a contract. He played really well in the AHL. Wants that 2-way deal, so I'll just max him out there. I'll give him that for, gain 1 overall. I'll take a reward, I guess. Barchi here. He wants pretty much the same thing. 1 year, 2-way deal. He knows he'll be like a fringe player. Tonga there went from an 84 overall last year, 76 now. He dropped 4 overall. He's really upset, so we'll let him go. We don't need him anymore. Bailey will definitely give a contract too. Looks like they all just want that 1 year deal, prove themselves or whatever. We'll see here who we have for right wingers. Host is all locked up. Like I said, I hope he doesn't retire soon. Plus, I hope he stays at 90 overall. Nichushkin, 84 overall. 2.6. I think we can get him for 2.5 for a couple years. He had not the greatest year last year, so that kind of helped us actually. Ginla still signed. 83 overall. He's dropped a couple. Might look to trade him. That 5.3 cap hit really hurts. Franzen, sad. 36 years old. I'll let him go. Riley Smith, 77 overall. He is way down. He was like an 83, so hopefully he can find form this year. He's making $3.6 million. We got a bunch of prospects here. Gonna have to re-sign this guy. I'll just give him the minimum there. Senishin, same with him. Could do qualifying offer, but it might be like they're just asking for the minimum, so might as well just give them that now. Falk's locked up long term. I like that. Truba, we'll have to give him a new deal. 3.6 for 3 years. That's really good for 86 overall. So that's crazy, actually, the value we just got there. Schultz, 84 overall. He wants more than Truba, which makes no sense. We'll give him 4 for 3. Even that's not fair, but he asked for a lot. Nick Schultz, he was alright last year. Bertuzzo was an 80. Looks like Dan Boyle retired. I was just looking at the team. I was like, some guys not here. So Yager retired. Dan Boyle retired. BX is not here, so BX retired. I wasn't going to re-sign him anyway. I think, like I said, we said Gustad, Franzen, and BX we were going to let go. But yeah, Boyle and BX are gone now. So those two, Yager. I'm not sure if anyone else retired. I think that'd be it. Hopefully not Luongo. I'm going to check that right now real quick. Luongo's still there. Okay, that would have been really bad. So looks like we definitely have to fill in our bottom 6. Which means Schultz is going to be worth keeping, even as a depth guy. $2.5 million in 2 years. I'd like him to be the bottom pairing, I think, with Bertuzzo this year. So I'm actually going to have to give Bertuzzo a million for 2 years. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need somebody better, I think, to play with Schultz there on that middle pairing. Just going to see here. Jonathan Blum, 76 overall. He was an AHL guy. I was hoping he could have turned out better, but didn't happen. No big deal. Didn't cost us anything. Luongo signed. Same with Malcolm Subban, 83 overall now. Allen's down to an 82. That's not good. I mean, Subban's probably going to be playing backup. Allen will be in the AHL. Hackett's behind him. So I think everyone that needed a deal offered has been offered it. hopefully we have enough cap room, and hopefully, you know, can maybe sign a free agent or something. So hopefully the free agency has a, you know, top 4 D man, a 3rd or 4th line right winger we can add. As you can see, top free agent here, Oli Mata, top 4D, high top 4D potential. He only wants just over $3 million for 3 years, 86 overall, 21 years old. We'll obviously have to give whatever team we sign him from lots of compensation, but definitely worth it. He's young. He could be not only our top 4, he could possibly be our top pairing with Falk. We'll see here. I know you have to give them a little bit under 4, 3.85 for 3 years. That'll give them our 1st and 3rd. What? I don't want to give up that much. Let's see how much it takes to just give up a 2nd round pick. Maybe it's just under that, 3.8 for 3 years. Gives up a 1st and a 3rd. Okay, let's try keep moving it down a little bit. 3.75. I know that's around the number where. There you go. This is your 2nd round pick. So we're giving him 600,000 more than he wants, and whoever owns his rights gets a 2nd round pick from us. I feel like they'd probably match it. I don't know why they wouldn't. We could sign Brad Boyes here. Defensive awareness 85. It wouldn't be too bad. 3rd, 4th line guy for us. It's better than Eric Cole, I think. Then it's Patrick Ease down there. And let's see. We have the cap space. And obviously, if somebody gets injured, I think we could, you know, move him up. So we'll give him $3 million for 1 year if he's interested in that. Also, let's take a look, see if there's any like high potential guys available. Alright guys, so I just sorted it by potential. As you can see, Zach Kassian's available. 79 overall, 25 years old. And he's got medium elite potential. So I don't know if anyone owns his right or if he's a straight up free agent. We'll see here when I make him this offer. So just in case, I'll give him 1.5, 3 years. Okay, so yeah, he's a straight up free agent. Lots of potential. I just gave him a bit more than he wanted. I maybe should have given him even more than that. Tedenby here has medium top 6'4 potential. I don't think he ever pans out though. He's 26 years old already. Connaughton wouldn't be too bad signing. He'd be more of an AHL guy though, and I don't think he wants a 2-way deal. Prout here, 81 overall. We have Bertuzzo as well though, so maybe we can afford to make that signing. Pajjarvi there, wouldn't mind having him. Same with Lada. Lots of pretty decent, you know, depth guys here we can make a move on. None of them cost too much, so Connaughton's expensive though, and he's only 79 overall. I think I'd rather go with Prout. How old is he though? They're both 26. I might just actually hold off on both of them. I don't think it's really worth it. Jarvie here though, AHL kind of deal. He's interested in that 2-way deal. We'll give him that for sure. I think Lada's in the same. Oh no, Lada wants a 1-way deal. Let's see. I just realized we also need a 4th line center as we didn't re-sign Gustad. So made an offer to Jarvie there. Kruger and Holland are kind of who I'm looking at right now. Kruger's 81 overall, and he's got that 3rd line center role opposed to a depth forward of Holland. So I think Kruger is the better player to sign here. He is interested in a 2-way deal. Looks like also Flores is interested in him. That's probably the team he's on. So yeah, looks like he's on like he might have gotten a qualifying offer for him. I'm not sure. Just in case they'll make an offer here on Holland. He might also be in the same boat. Might be or actually no team's interested in him. So we should be able to get Holland there. That wouldn't be too bad a 4th line center. And obviously somebody young gets potential. I'm still not sure about Connaughton and Prout. I thought about them, but like they're both low overall. They're both 26 overall, 26 years old already. I don't see them getting too much better. And I feel like we have a lot of like high, like better defensive prospects that are in the high 70s. So I think we'll keep this here. See what happens with Mata, Cassie, and all those guys as we just sim a few days. So unfortunately, Kruger rejected our offer. He decided to stay with the Panthers, which makes sense. That was his team, and Panthers got nothing, letting us have him as there was no compensation. Peter Holland though accepted our offer, 80 overall, so he's gained it overall since signing with us. That's good to see. Like I said, I think he'll be a solid 4th line center for us. Brad Boyes rejected our offer. He decided to go with another team. Might have had to, you know, maybe should have given him a little bit more money, but I think we're fine actually on the wing. If Riley Smith can return to form, we definitely are fine. Pajjarvi offered, Magnus Pajjarvi, sorry, accepted our offer, so he'll be in the AHL, turn it up, maybe make it to the NHL. Cassian accepted our offer, 84 overall already, so he was 79 when we signed him. Got him for like 2.5, or no, we got him for like 1.5. He's got elite potential, now he's an 84, so that's crazy. Still haven't heard from Oli Mata. Oli Mata accepted our offer, but as you can see, it's not a done deal. So if we're going to get Mata and Cassian, along with Holland and whoever we signed, Pajjarvi, that'd be sick. Dallas Stars have decided they're not willing to match your offer of 3.75 for Oli Mata. Given the small salary at stake, you're required to supply 1 draft pick as compensation, 2nd round pick. That's insane. We just got Oli Mata. I have no idea why they would not keep him. So our team is going to be unreal this year, I think. I know I said that beginning of last year, but we did have a lot of holes. We brought in a bunch of old veterans. Now our team is just young, super good, Everyone's got tons of potential. I cannot wait. So maybe we'll make a couple minor signings. I'll just kind of look through free agency for a bit, see if there's anything, you know, worth taking a shot at. But more than likely, this team will just, more than likely, we won't make any other signings. So Ryan Stanton did accept our offer. Of course, we have to see if the other team matches. Zach Dahlp accepted. Same with Schrader, Wheel, Kuhnackel. So AHL team just got a little bit better. That's basically all that happened there. And National Predators chose to match our offer to Stanton, which I figured would happen since they got nothing from it. So why not keep him? I still think, you know, we added some good players there. I think now we have 2 or 3 roster spots open, so that'll make it easier to just make trades this year. And I think that's really it. I think we can definitely, you know, sim to the end of the year now. Before I wrap up this season, guys, I just want to show you the awards. Of course, the Stanley Cup champions were the Carolina Hurricanes. President's Trophy went to the Devils. Clarence S. Campbell went to the LA Kings. Prince of Wales also went to the Carolina Hurricanes. Now looking at the player awards, Steven Stamkos actually won the Art Ross. He had 84 points, 82 games for us. It's pretty surprised he actually won that. Kind of sucks we didn't make it to the playoffs. Help him out with that. He also won the Hart Memorial Trophy. Pretty surprised by that. Usually they don't give it to somebody, you know, if their team doesn't make the playoffs. But I guess, you know, he carried our team with so many points. We'll definitely try to make it up from this next year. James Norris went to Shea Weber. Lady Bing also went to Steven Stamkos. That's pretty cool to see. He's already got 3 trophies. Calder went to the Vasilevsky. He's a rookie goalie for the Devils. I guess it makes sense. They won the President's Trophy. Conn Smythe went to Bavelic. Pretty surprised by that, actually. Vezina went to Price back-to-back years. William M. Jennings went to Bobrovsky. Bill Masterson went to John Erickson. That's kind of surprising. Taves gets the Selk. Stamkos also got the Ted Lindsay. So that's 4 trophies from this year. And then Ovechkin won the Maurice Richard for the 4th year straight. So Stamkos got the Maurice Richard. That'd been insane. He would have hooked him 5 trophies, but still a very solid outing, I think. So we're just going to sim a few more days here. And once we get the season started, we can actually edit our line and see what our lineup looks like going into next season. Alright guys, so I played with the roster, setting some players down, calling some players up, and our teams look amazing. So this is the NHL team, guys. Prepare to be amazed. First line there, Dal Call, 88 overall now. He wasn't 86 during the summer. He gained 2 more overall for some reason. 20 years old. He's making nothing for the next 3 years. Stamkos, 94 overall, setting that line. He actually gained an overall point. Host on the right wing there, 90 overall. Then the Chushkin, McDavid, and Goudreau is like the kid line there, 87, 91, 86. Dal Call's making nothing for the next 3 years, 88 overall. McDavid makes nothing for the next 2 years, he's 91 overall. So, like, this is our window to win. If we can, you know, win while these 2 are making nothing and they're that high of overall, that's just, you know, just such an advantage for us. Third line there is Teravainen, 84, Moore, 84, Cassian, 86. And then the fourth line there is a Ginla, 84. Holland 80 and Barty 83. Something pretty funny, Ginla's 84 overall. He's playing on our 4th line right wing. He's the 2nd highest paid player on this team, which shouldn't be happening. So I might actually try to trade him, bring up like a lower rated right winger, you know, who's at least say like an 81, and just get that cap off of the books for us and just, you know, clear it up, maybe make a trade, do whatever. I don't really think we need him there on the 4th line right wing, but that'll happen in the next season. Top pairing here is Trouba and Falk. Trouba actually gained an overall point. Schultz and Mata actually both gained 1 overall point. That's looking like a really solid top 4. And then Schultz and Moresi round out the top 6. Moresi's now in the NHL, 80 overall. I think he should have a really good season. Hopefully he just keeps getting better. Goalies, we're still going with Luongo starting, 88 overall. Allen backing him up, 84 overall. And we have no scratch players here in the NHL. Moving on to the AHL, you can see we have Anderson, Draisaitl, and Chikura, our first line, so pretty sick. Second line there we have Riley Smith. He's dropped a lot. He's 77 overall now, but you know, if he can play better here, get back into the 80s, maybe we can make that move with Ginla, trade him away, and then we can call up maybe Smith, because he should be higher, I think, than Chikura. He's supposed to be like an 83, but he's lost a lot of overall. Schrader there, second line center, Pajarabi on the wing. Then we have Delp, Wheel, and then Hilbert. Hilbert we actually drafted this year in the 4th round, so he's already in the AHL team, already 75 overall. He's 20 years old. It's not bad at all. And then I think these are just all AHL guys, except for Casey Bailey there on the 4th line. Defense not looking quite as good as it was last year. We still have Cuckoo though, and Bortuzzo first line, our first pairing. Schuster also lost some overall. We drafted him as an 81 overall defenseman. He's now at 78, so that pick's maybe not looking the greatest. Varakis there matched or paired up with him. And then we have Heikkinen and Murphy. So these 3 guys are just like randoms that the AHL team added. Goalies though, we have Malcolm Subban, 85 overall as our starting AHL goalie, so that's pretty insane. If Luongo or anyone gets hurt, we can call him up for sure, but I figured I'd rather have Subban starting the AHL than backing up Luongo in the NHL. Hackett's backing him up though, looks pretty solid. Scratch players here, we have a lot of players. We have Hosang, 74 overall, we have that Senshin guy, 71 now. Kuhnackel is actually 73. We have LeBlanc, we have O'Brien, so a lot of guys here. I'm actually wondering why are they not starting, because they're higher than the 68 there, but I just did best lines for the AHL, so whatever. While we're doing this, though, I think definitely going to have to sub in Ho-Sang. There's no reason for Ho-Sang not to be playing, and I think he's the highest rated, plus my favorite player there that's not playing, so we'll give him some playing time. Definitely rather him play than not play. So that's what teams look at, guys. I think that roster is just insane. Like, we should do really well. The chemistry, though, locker room chemistry, you can see for the NHL teams, 59%, not too great, but start of this year, I don't plan on making too many deals, so it should keep going up. And you can see our stats there. That is just insane. We have 96 offense, 90 defense, and 90 goaltending. So, I mean, if we had like one, maybe two guys, just a little bit higher overall, we could potentially have 99 offense in GM mode. And then with 90 defense, 90 goaltending, like, I don't care how the sim goes. Like, there's no way we miss the playoffs this year. At least you shouldn't miss the playoffs with this team. Hopefully we can go on a run and win, like I said, 9 Stanley Cups in a row here. That's the goal after that first season. But anyway, guys, that's it for this season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys, I'm sure it's a long episode, but, you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed how it's just all one together. You don't have to worry about missing anything. It's a big, long episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed how I set it up with having everything in one video. If you guys did, leave a thumbs up. If not, just let me know in the comments how you'd rather it be set up. But again, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy this GM mode series. I'm pretty excited for season 2 here. We're gonna have such a sick team. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.